My name is Heidi. I recruit product managers. I'm coming off a weekend having received an enormous amount of resumes from all of our channels, in-mailed to me directly, emailed to me directly, through our company's website, through our LinkedIn postings. And what really stood out to me is the broad level of effort that is put into a resume. I can see that some people have really agonized over what they're creating. I can see that some people have put pretty much Zippo effort into what they've created, to the point that there's spelling mistakes and there's inconsistencies in things. Some things have a period, others don't, like weird stuff, okay? Weird stuff that I would not expect of a high paid product person in tech. But this is not about that group. So what I thought I would share is this thought. I want you to start to think about your resumes, product people, as a product, okay? And let's begin with doing some research and thinking about and having empathy for the user persona for whom you are creating that product for. Because don't you do this for a living? Isn't this part of what you do in the products that you're shipping? So let's think about delivering value to the user persona for whom you are creating your first product that they're ever going to see, which is your resume. Number one user persona is a business leader, like a founder CEO, if you are applying to a really small tech company. Next, a chief product officer or a VP of product, somebody who's really into product and is looking for a particular level of talent for their team because they're championing a product-led business. Next, an internal recruiter. This is someone who works for a tech company that you want to work for, and they're a generalist. They probably, high likelihood, although there are some exceptions, don't know what product management is. They have no clue. And the role that you've applied to is one of maybe 20 positions they're recruiting for, one of which includes some Python developer, whatever they do, maybe a customer success person, maybe someone for the finance and accounting department. Oh yeah, and by the way, we need a product manager who's done product-led growth or, built a business. And then there's a third-party recruiter like myself and my industry, which has some of those qualities of that internal recruiter where they have no idea what product is. Is it project management? Is it product marketing? Is it program management? They don't get it. And quite frankly, they're, feast or famine. They're working on 10 or 12 different jobs, of which product is one part, and they don't really get it. And the added piece to that is that they have been engaged, retained by a company to find a very specific profile of person who their client had not been able to find on their own. So they're against some really specific things, and anybody they present to their client has to be validated that yes, that candidate is worth a fee because that's a paid for service. So these are all of the user personas of your product, the resume, whose attention you're trying to grab. Isn't that an interesting way of looking at your resume? Next, I want you to think about this. What are the two questions that all of those people are trying to answer when they scan through, note I didn't say read, your resume, your first product? Here are the two questions they're trying to answer. Where did this person work? And what did they do there? What did they accomplish there? Because most likely, the hiring stakeholder is looking for someone to do something pretty specific. And it usually falls into one of these two categories: solve a problem or realize an opportunity. So the more connection you can make with your resume to the things that you have done, to the things that you have achieved, to the scope and the scale that you work within, will help the user persona engaging with your product, the resume, to connect dots, to connect the dots. Hey, this sounds like someone who may have worked on something similar to what we're trying to work on over here to solve for a problem we're trying to solve for, or just the way that they're really talking about the things that they've achieved and accomplishments and the scope and the scale. Wow, that's really someone who this really speaks to me, because they're not just languishing around words that really say nothing. So ruminate on that. I'd love your feedback. Heidi@ambassador.com. Have a great week, and we will see you in the next video. Talk soon.